Hello and welcome back to Focus Atlanta. Again, I am your host, Keisha Lancelin. We're continuing our focus on fire safety, fire prevention, and fire education. I'm here with Captain Eric Jackson. Thanks. Welcome back to Focus Atlanta.
Great to be here.
Tell us a little bit about what our biggest problem is with prevention in Georgia.
I believe our biggest problem a lot of times is that people really don't take it as seriously as they should. It's underestimated, they take it for granted, and it only becomes an issue when something actually happens. So as a firefighter, my other colleagues and firefighters just throughout the country, in addition to the state of Georgia, our purpose is to really focus on trying to prevent fires from occurring. We know that there's a lot of intervention that's in place, and there are a lot of things, a lot of good information that we can really get out there to the public. So we do a good job, and we of course can do better, but we do a good job in getting information out there. But if we can really get the people to really apply it to their daily lives, then we'll really start to see that change.
Everybody thinks it's not going to happen to them.
That's what they think, but we hear countless stories every day about how a fire happened, how someone didn't make it out of the house in time, how someone was affected by a burn injury. And it's a sign that we still aren't meeting our mark. So the fire departments, and especially in the state of Georgia, try to work collectively in putting that message out there so that the people can absorb that information and then actually apply it to their daily lives.
Excellent. I think, again, people downplay the gravity of it, like how quickly it can get out of control. Can we talk a little bit about that? How a small little fire in the kitchen can take out a whole house?
Oh, absolutely. And one thing we still see in 2011, we still see that there are some individuals that will throw water on a fire. So that has been a cause of a lot of burns, a lot of unnecessary burns. Why? Because the lack of education, people not knowing that you don't throw water on a grease fire. All that does is just make it really mad. So having a fire extinguisher in the home to combat something like a kitchen fire is of great help. And also educating them to let them know that if you just utilize the top to the pot by smothering it, that eliminates the oxygen, thereby the fire goes out. So it's those little tips that we try to impart to the people to let them know that, hey, there is more than one way to eliminate a grease fire, but you just have to recall that information.
Absolutely. Speaking of recalling that information, a lot of times parents learn from their kids because you guys are in the school system, you're talking to them, you're telling them about these preventative measures.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that escape plan that we all need.
Oh, that fire escape plan, really that is the bedrock of making sure that your family gets out of the house safely. Now, what you need to do when you do that fire escape plan very quickly is to get the family together, turn off the TV, turn off the computer, get everyone at the table, and get out a piece of paper and you graph it. And you graph it in accordance to the makeup or the design of your home. Identify all the windows, the doors, the exit ways, entryways, and you determine what is going to be the best course of action or the best way for us to get out in the event there's a fire. Have everyone in the family to go over it, and then once you've gone over it, have a time in which you're going to practice it. Now, of course, to do it in the daylight, that's easy, that's simple. But you want to do it in the dead of night. You know, wake them up. Wake them up, you know, slap your hands together, cling some pots together. As a matter of fact, you can even manually set your smoke alarm off. That way it'll be a more realistic drill and have everyone to practice it, practice which way you're going to go. If you need to utilize a window, use it. If you need to utilize that door that you hardly ever use, let's do that. That way you've identified and you've practiced a way to get out of your home. So if in the event something occurs, it's not the first time. And it's not like we're finding all this out for the first time. We've done this, we've been there, and now we're proficient at it.
Excellent. Okay, well, let's close out with some of the stuff you brought for us today.
One thing that would be good to have would be a weather radio. You know, we are certainly prone to those inclement weather conditions, so having that weather radio on deck is going to be good because, again, that will give you that extra time to go ahead and make plans to either get out of town or make it to the next county.
Okay.
Surge protector. I have a surge protector on there because a lot of times people want to plug a whole bunch of appliances into one socket in the wall. If you have a surge protector, number one, that allows you to have a controlled strip of a power source to plug those items into. and to not crowd those things out of one socket. Again, that prevents the fire from occurring or a hazard from occurring. And this is the fire extinguisher. The reason why I brought this, and this fire, I purposely brought this fire extinguisher because it looks tethered. It looks like it's been through, it looks like it hasn't had any attention at all. No love. And we don't want to see this. However, this is what we see. You see very quickly that the needle in the middle is directed towards the uncharged side. It needs to be in the middle where the green is. This fire extinguisher is of no good. It's dirty. It hasn't been turned over to mix up the expellant that's on the inside. It has, like you said, no love. And we don't want to see fire extinguishers that don't have any love. We want to see them bright red and ready to go. We want to be able to pull this pin. You want to think about the mnemonic: pass, pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. Pull the pin, aim the fire extinguisher, squeeze the handle, and sweep in a back and forth motion. So if people can remember that, then again, you will have done a good amount that you can do in terms of keeping your home fire safe for not just you and your family, but for friends and for anyone else that desires to come and visit your home. It's good stuff.
It is good stuff, so please take it to heart. Take the opportunity to learn a little bit more. Protect yourself, protect your families. It's, you know, we know October is Fire Prevention Month, but we should be thinking about this all year round. So please take the opportunity to learn as much as you can, and stay tuned for Focus Atlanta every week here on CW 69.